celery. I got some carrots, tomatoes. I got a nice dip to put in there. Now, when I made my first video back in September 2022, it was a very tight shot, just like this. I had this screen behind me. I didn't know what to do for a backdrop. I had never made a video before, so I wasn't quite sure what to do. So anyways, I did that, and I wanted to eat something, so I went across the street. There's a deli across there, and there's a young fella. He moved here from Syria, and a number of years ago, he started a little deli, and he specializes in Mediterranean food, and he has mostly donairs and falafels and stuff like that, sort of Greek Mediterranean. He has a lot of stuff from Turkey and that kind of thing. So he has some very good food. And he started his business a few years ago, and it was kind of slow getting off the ground, but he's doing quite well now. When you walk in, you may not see a lot of people sitting there, but next thing you know, somebody comes in from DoorDash or Uber Eats or Skip the Dishes or something, and so he's doing quite well. So anyway, so I got a donair from him, and I was eating it, and I was eating, and I would bend down like that, and you could never see what I was eating, and a lot of people said, well, if you eat something, you should let us know what you're eating, like show us what you're eating, so don't just kind of keep it to yourself. And because the shot was so tight, in order to the reason the shot was so tight was the screen behind me. It's a film screen, like a slide projector screen type thing, and I had to get it in really close to fill the whole thing. Otherwise, you could see the edges. So, that kind of stuff, right? So that was kind of the reason for that. But I got some celery here. You probably never seen me this close up. I'm going to show you a clip of my first video eating a donair, September 2022, and you can see it. That was me, just kind of doing my thing, eating my donair. But there I was. And the whole thing actually turned out pretty good. It really did, It turned out not too bad. No complaints, except for the fact that it was probably a little too tight. Like I said, you couldn't see what I was eating. But you learn to go, right? Now, I'm eating a lot of vegetables. And so far I've lost 15 pounds. I know a lot of you were worried about me. You weren't worried about my weight. You were worried that I would never eat chicken again, or pizza, or burgers. Well, worry no more, my friends. I got a chicken video coming up pretty soon. I'm going to show you my chicken, pizza, and Burger King days are not over, believe me. Honestly, they're not, so I'm going to keep on eating that type of food because I love it. I just kind of have to balance things out right now for a little while. Believe it or not, I was 225 and now I'm down to 210. I need to keep going. Get rid of that spare tire. For a man my age, that's not very healthy. But I'm getting there. I love food, and I love making these videos, so it's a perfect combination for me. Oh, good old grapefruit bubbly. There it is, see, there it is. Now, another thing I want to do is I want to introduce you to, it's kind of like my ASMR family, like my cast of characters. My ASMR cast of characters. Now, these are people that have been helping me with my videos. If you've been watching my videos, well, even not from the beginning, but even from the last year or so, you would recognize all these characters. So the first one is Canadian Marky. Remember Canadian Mark? Canadian Mark, eh? He first popped up and made a video about, we had a cold snap up here in Canada, and he made a video about that. But July 1st is Canada Day. So last July he did a Canada Day video. That was quite good. He did a pretty good job of it. You know, he's sitting there talking, he's eating poutine, and he's you know, he's got some Tim Hortons donuts, he's drinking Molson Canadian beer, and he's talking on the phone to Wayne Gretzky and Celine Dion and, you know, Michael Bublé and this kind of thing, you know. So so that was a video from Canadian Mark, eh? Because he talks like that, eh? Eats lots of back bacon, eh? The old cheddarhead himself. Now here's another guy. Made his debut last summer. I'm sure you recognize he was talking about the bathtub races that we have here in Vancouver Island. Pirate Mark. Remember Pirate Mark? Had a big long telescope. Remember that big long telescope? That was Pirate Mark. Had all his booty. He always talked like a pirate, like, arr, you know. Have you ever been blown ashore, Billy? No, Captain Grinder, you know, kind of like that. You know, that was his kind of his shtick, you know. So that was Pirate Mark, you know, talking about the bathtub races here on Vancouver Island. These cherry tomatoes are really something real juicy. Now, who could forget Ace Frehley Mark? Ace Frehley Mark made his debut last October for my Halloween video. Remember, Ace Frehley Mark is trying to eat chocolate and candy. He couldn't do it. Kept trying to shove it in his mouth, you know. It was like he was going like this, going, you know, Houston, we have a problem, you know. Kind of like that. So Ace Frehley Mark made his debut in my Halloween video. Did a pretty good job. And then he kissed me goodbye. So, and then at the same time, because he couldn't eat the candy, he had to hand it over to somebody you met recently, also Magic Mark. Now, Magic Mark, you'll recognize him. He had his steampunk hat and his cool sunglasses, and that's Magic Mark. So Magic Mark just kind of took over and finished the Halloween segment for Ace Frehley Mark. Now, you would have also seen Magic Mark very recently in my, let me see, my old school audio video. He made an appearance there in my old school audio video, Magic Mark, and he's been making noises about he's wanting to do, I want to do a part 2, a old school audio part 2, and he was making noises saying that he'd like to do that for me. I thought, well, that's up to my viewers. I don't make those decisions. What my viewers want, my viewers get. And if it's okay with you people, we'll let Magic Mark host the next old school audio 2, if it's okay with you. But I think we should give him a try. You know, we should, you know, give him a chance. You know, what the heck, right? So, anyways, that's Magic Mark. You know, interesting about Magic Mark. I asked him once how he got his name, and he said that years ago he went to a Jay Giles concert, and the guy who plays the harmonica, the mouth harp, his name is Magic Dick, and he's really good. You know, you've never heard anybody blow harp like this dude, man. He's good. Well, the whole band is good. And so he went there, and he was stoned on magic mushrooms. You Magic Mark did a handful of mushrooms, and he said he's 6 feet away from Magic Dick. He's watching him. Then he goes home, he's watching basketball, and Magic Johnson's on there. And so there's Magic Mark eating black magic chocolates, watching Magic Johnson. And drawing pictures with his magic marker. So that's how he got his name. Now, that sounds like a lot of BS, doesn't it? I'll let you decide. So far you've met Canadian Mark, Pirate Mark, Ace Frehley Mark, and Magic Mark. Now, how about Debonair Mark? There's a dapper dude for you. Debonair Mark. And that beautiful Panama hat. Ray-Ban sunglasses. Armani suit. Okay, it's not Armani, it's Sears, but whatever. And there he is. He looks like one of those gangsters from the 1930s, like you'd almost think he took part in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, like one of those gangsters, like gangsta, was a gangsta. He looks very dapper. That's Debonair Mark. Now up next is Hi-Hat Mark. We call him Hi-Hat Mark. He likes wearing top hats, He's kind of like the Candy Man. He likes doing candy videos, Looking totally cool in his top hat, his cool sunglasses, and his leather jacket, That's Hi-Hat Mark. Gets a little high on his horse sometimes, too. But he's a cool dude. Does a lot of candy videos, pop videos, that sort of thing. Chip videos. He may have made the most appearances so far. Now, Cowboy Mark. There's your rope and ride him. Cowboy Mark did the Canada 360 segment. He was eating pizza, talking about a trip that Linda and I had made across Canada. In 2015, Linda and I drove all the way across Canada from Vancouver Island to Cape Spear, Newfoundland. That's the most eastern point of Canada, is Cape Spear, Newfoundland. And then when we got there, there's a thick cucumber. We drove all the way down the coast, down to Bay Bulls and Petty Harbor. It was an awesome trip. Really good. We'd only been going on for about a year. We've been dating a little bit more than a year, so we got to really know each other on that trip. So anyways, Cowboy Mark. That red hat he's wearing is pretty cool. I think he bought that at the Calgary Stampede. Actually, I think he won that. I think he's riding one of those electronic balls or something. But anyway, gotta make sure I got nothing on my chin. I got nothing on my chin, do I? Okay. No dip or nothing. So anyways, yeah, so I think Cowboy Mark might make an appearance again. Maybe this summer. I'm thinking on doing that same video, but with pictures this time. Because I took thousands of pictures on that trip, so that'd be pretty cool. Last but not least, then you're gonna go, oh, he's so cute. When you see this guy, greet your dog. Ooh, you know, that's how you greet your dog, right? I know you do. Don't tell me you don't. That's what we all do. We see our dog. When I see Marcy, I do the same thing. But anyways, 8-year-old Mark, all the way from 1965. So this is 8-year-old Mark. He broke into his piggy bank, and he got some money out of his piggy bank, and he went down to the candy store and bought 80 cents worth of candy. And we calculated that 80 cents in today's money would be $12. The candy you buy for $12 today at the store was 80 cents in 1965. Crazy, huh? So that's 8-year-old Mark. I'm not sure if he'll make another appearance. You know, we'll have to see. You know, child labor laws, that sort of thing. Now, 1965 was kind of a cool year. I think the Beatles released the album Help. They were totally on top. I still watch a show called Green Acres that's on MeTV at 9:30. It debuted in 1965. It's a corny show, but I've seen each episode probably 15, 20 times. I've been watching it since I was a kid, and I still watch it. Linda rolls her eyeballs, you still. But anyways, it's a funny show. And my buddy John, you know, you've heard me talk about him. He's 6'5". He's my best friend. He's a big, tall mother fellow. I said fellow, mother fellow. He's my best buddy. He was born in 65, so our age difference is 8 years. When we first met, he was 22. I was 30. He's telling everybody, hey, I met this guy at work. He's an old guy. He's 30, but hey, he's cool. You know, he's cool. You know, he always gave me a hard time about being the old man. You know, because I'm 8 years older than him. And you know what's funny is he recently became a grandfather, and I'm envious of that because I want to be a grandpa too. But so now he's the grandpa, and he's 8 years younger, but he's still a grandpa. But I had to ask him one day. We were out for lunch at our favorite Italian restaurant, and I had to ask him. I said, you know, John, that 8 years between us that you always make a big deal about, do you notice that shrinking a bit? And he goes, oh yeah, big time. Because the older you get, the less that 8 years seems significant, you know. It's not as significant as it was, you know. I mean, you know, when I was 20, I mean, an 8-year difference would be like me hanging out with a 12-year-old, you know. But of course, when you're 50, if you're hanging out with somebody who's, 42, let's say, not a big deal. It's you know, that gap narrows a lot, you know. So at my age, you know, I mean, I'll be 67 in April, and John will be 59 in April. So these carrots are a bit noisy, aren't they? I should have cut them up first. That's a good ranch dressing I got there. So 65 was a pretty good year. I had a green license plate on my bike. 64 was orange, 65 was green, and 66 was white. How do I remember that? No idea. Or as my oldest boy would say, Dad, why do you remember that? It's not how you remember that. Why do you remember that? He always gives me a hard time. Linda always says, if I forget something, she says, you forgot. Are you the same guy that remembers where you put your paperclip back in 1972? You know, she gives me a hard time. I think I hear a siren. Oh, now. Magic Mark. He's been here the whole time. I didn't want to say anything, but he's just working over there at the table. He's been bugging me you come over today, we'll talk about it. So he's been here, and I told him, I got to do another video first, and we'll talk about it. And he says, well, excuse me, some kind of bored, like, doesn't have something to do. So I said, well, you know what, you know, see if there's something you can fix. I got this chest full of old electronic stuff, and so he dug around, he found an old clock radio, and he wanted to know if he could fix it. And I said, yeah, sure. He says, well, I think I might need a soldering gun. And I thought, ooh, soldering gun. Yeah, just don't burn the place down, dude, okay? So I said, okay, I got a soldering gun, but the little light on it, that when you pull the trigger, the light should come on, it's burnt out. That doesn't mean it's not on, you know. When you pull the trigger, it's on, it's working, but the light just doesn't indicate that because it's burnt out. So just be careful when you set it down or whatever. So he said, okay. So anyways, I gave him the soldering gun, so he's over there right now, just working away. It's funny when I watch him, he's always grooving like this, you know. He's always got a song in his head, right? You know, he's always listening to music. If there's no music, he's got a tune in his head. He's always, you know, he's over there working. So hey, let's look in on him, see how he's doing. Okay, let's look in on him. Okay, there he is. Yeah, he's working away. Yeah, he's got the soldering guns. Ooh, yikes! Seriously, dude. Ooh, I told him, you know, just because the light's burnt out doesn't mean it's not on, you know. I mean, you know, if you want to test it out, put it on somebody, don't stick on your tongue, you know, like, hey, let's see if this thing's turned on. You know, I mean, really, you know, like, good Lord. You okay there, Magic? Oh, yeah, he's okay. Boy, there's a look of confidence for you. Guy with toilet paper stuck to his tongue, you know. Boy, he's got some explaining to do. You have to wonder what kind of a weird lifestyle he's into, you know. Anyways, this food is really good. Like I said, that's good dip. Yeah. Got some more celery here. You've never seen me this close up, have you? Huh? Probably not. I'm just reaching for some more food here. That does not feel good today. Got a cold. And the dog, Marcy, has got a cold too, or could have a chest infection or something, but if she doesn't get better, I'm going to take her to the vet. She's always been a very healthy dog. She's 11. So you met my ASMR cast of characters in my family. The dudes that kind of help me out once in a while. You know, I started dieting around January 1st, and it's always difficult, but you have to get in that frame of mind. I lost 50 pounds back in 2013 to 14, so 10 years ago I lost 50 pounds. And it's a frame of mind, like I said. You have to get there, have to be there. And when you think about it, we eat for a lot of reasons. We eat obviously because we're hungry, but we eat for a lot of other reasons. A lot of times we don't eat because we're hungry. We eat because we're bored, or it makes us feel good, or we just want to taste something because it tastes good, or we're craving something, but not really because we're hungry. And you have to get that mindset where if you eat when you're hungry, not because you're bored, you want to do something, it makes a big difference. And also, like, what I do is I don't eat a thing past supper time unless it's an apple or some or an orange or some celery or something. You know, that sort of thing, right? So eat smaller portions. I've been to the restaurant. My son and I went about a week ago for lunch. Went to a nice place. He had chicken fingers. That's his go-to. I had a big salad. I've done that a few times. They had some really good salads, like some nice lemongrass salad. And Linda and I went the other day, had a tuna poke bowl. And one day I had this Thai bowl. It was really good, you know, fantastic. But it's a bit difficult when I walk up there to the restaurant. You know, you get within 6 feet and smell garlic and onions and stuff, right? So it's tough. But after a while, when you see the results, you start to feel better about yourself, and you can see that, you know, food is almost, I don't want to say it's like the word poison, but you start to kind of see it as the enemy, and you feel better about yourself. When I lost weight 10 years ago, I hadn't felt that good in years. It was like I was a different person. It was like a new me. My whole body was much more fluid. I mean, I could bend down and stand up, and I just, you know, my clothes fit better, everything fit better. I felt better emotionally. I felt this feeling of accomplishment, like this euphoric feeling of accomplishment. I did this all on my own. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with asking for help. If you need like Jenny Craig or some kind of weight loss program, go for it. Don't feel you have to do everything on your own. The only thing I'm doing differently this time is last time I was single. And I would walk more. I would walk home from work. I was living close to that time. It used to take me about 5 minutes to walk home, but I would take 45 minutes to walk home. I'd take the long way. I averaged about a good 90 minutes of walking a day, and I would power walk. I would walk fast. I'd be walking down the street, and I'd say to myself, I'm going to catch that person before they get to the intersection. And whether I caught up with them or not, that was irrelevant. The point is, it made me walk fast. And I also kept track of my weight loss on this app called MyFitnessPal, which worked pretty good. But right now I'm doing without any of that stuff, and it's still working. So it's really just a matter of eating better and that sort of thing. Like I said, I got a chicken video coming up. But when I do stuff like that, I'll either not have dinner or I'll have something small, like a small salad. I did that a while ago, and I made a video. I had a bunch of, I think, hillbilly casserole or meatloaf or something like that. But I did that. I just had like a really small little salad for dinner. And that was it. That was good. Wow, that's delicious. My last cucumber. I'd like to get down to 180. I found, since I retired, two things. Since I retired, I wasn't as active as at work. I was very active, always on my feet, constantly on my feet. So there's that. But also, you know, the ASMR videos, you know, like eating. So I'm still going to be doing that, but I just have a whole different approach to it. So I'm going to be doing a pizza video and a chicken video. I can't wait to do another Wendy's video or Burger King or whatever, believe me, or some more McDonald's breakfast videos. Oh, wow. That's good. Well, there it is, my friends. Shoutouts. If you asked for a shoutout and you haven't heard it, it could be at the end of my video. Now, if you don't want to sit through it, just scroll, you know, all the way to the end and check it out. If you still don't hear it, let me know. Or wait a week or so. If you still don't hear your shout out, let me know and I'll redo it for you. Because I keep track of all my the shoutouts I do for which video I do it for, so I can tell you, well, I did do it, and it's in this video or whatever. Okay, if you still don't hear it, I'll gladly do it over for you. And the comments, love your comments. I'm really getting to know a lot of you people, and I like that. So, anyways, you look after yourselves, okay? Stay amazing out there in the land of awesome. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and we'll see you next time, okay? Bye now.